Alright, so I'm working on this Mercedes again. It's a 2008 S550 4MATIC, or the W221 is what they also call it. I'm fixing the what do they call it, the night driving camera thing. The night driving camera fell off of the windshield, and as far as I could tell, this is a pretty common issue. I'm just going to document the process of what I'm doing to fix this problem. This is a four-wheel drive version, but obviously this is going to be the same for all of them. Basically what we got is right there is where it's mounted to, and as far as I could tell, Mercedes just glues it to the windshield. So let me get in there. So in order to solve this issue, you got to obviously remove the old, so mine was like hanging down from that cord there. What you got to do is you got to get like a razor blade, and you got to clean off the windshield, clean off all of the glue, and be super careful not to scratch the actual windshield. But if you get a brand new razor blade, that's the best thing to do. That's the best way to do it. And then after that, you're going to want to get adhesive remover. I have some right here. You're going to want to clean that area off with label sticker adhesive remover. And then eventually you're going to want to, once you're ready to install it with the new glue and everything, you're going to want to use rubbing alcohol and wipe down this whole area and get it spotless. You're going to want to wipe down this. I'm prepping this now, but after you scrape all the glue off, you're going to want to wipe down this with rubbing alcohol and then put the glue on. So what I got going on with this is, so this is where it glues onto, right there and right there. I've already scraped this one pretty much clean. This stuff is metal, and so what I'm doing is I get the razor blade, I get all of this as much off as I can, and then I take the razor blade and I'm just scraping back and forth until I'm getting it to where I can see the metal. And so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to get some sandpaper. I'm going to rough this up and this area up. I'm going to rough these up with sandpaper, and then I'm going to put the glue on there. So this is as clean as I got it with a razor blade. I'm just cleaning these surfaces and these. This is where the glue is going to go. I also got these just because there's a little bit of glue that was on there, and you don't want that glue interfering with it, so I went ahead and scraped these areas clean as well. Now I'm going to take some steel wool, and I'm going to do one final scrub down of these two areas, and then before applying the glue, I'm going to do rubbing alcohol. I'm going to wipe it with rubbing alcohol. So I picked up some of this JB weld. It's supposed to be good for glass and metal. Those are the instructions right there. We'll see how this does. I don't have rubbing alcohol, unfortunately, so I'm just going to wipe everything down with the glass cleaner. I'm not going to be able to show me applying the glue and everything because it's going to dry by way too long. But as you can see, there's like, gaps right here. So I'm going to want to do like a large bead right there because there's room for the glue to go in there. So I'm going to do a large long bead all along there. Same thing right there. And then I'm going to press it onto the windshield. And I just realized I'm going to need to aim this properly too, because however I aim this, that's how it's going to be. So see that? I have to aim that. I have to get that right the first time. So I only got one shot at this. So we'll see how it does. And what I'm going to do, the thing says it takes 60 seconds to dry, but because I'm using a larger bead, I'm going to hold it for about 5 to 10 minutes. And we're going to see how that does. Apparently it takes 60 seconds to set, but 24 hours to fully cure. But who knows? One thing to note before installing this, you have to plug in this wire before putting it all the way up here. Before putting it all the way there, it has to be plugged in. Because if you have this wire dangling down out of the way and then you seal it to the windshield, you're never going to plug that wire in. And so what you got to do is, I'm going to need to apply the bead of silicone, or no, not silicone, glue real fast. And then I'm going to have to lift it up. I'm going to have to plug that in really fast and then press it to the windshield. And I have to do all of that before it dries, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I got this drying now. What I did is I got the seat options right here. I just basically positioned the seat in a comfortable position because I'm going to be holding this for a while. I just positioned the seat in a comfortable way. I just got my arm resting on my knee like that. I'm going to hold it for a while. So I've been holding this for about 20 minutes. I would probably recommend using a different type of glue if you could. I got sick of holding it, so I was able to actually situate this mirror to hold it up. And it actually seems to be holding it just fine. So I'm going to let this sit. I got it sat out in the sun right now. I'm just going to let the mirror hold this for however long. I don't know, a couple hours. But yeah, I would almost recommend using a different type of glue if possible. Another thing, getting the cord all situated, that was a little bit challenging. I mean, basically, so as you can see, it gets in place like that. There's no way you can reach the cord through there, and so you got to, when this part is still in your hand, you got to, okay, so you got to apply the glue, and then you got to bring it up here, and then you have to plug it in really fast before the glue starts to dry. Plug it in, make sure it's in all good, and then put it in place. That's how you have to do this.